Okay, guys, this is quite a bombshell. Kevin Feige, that is Marvel Studios' president, he's in charge of all the Marvel movies you love. He just had a recent interview with Variety talking about, the missteps of the past few years, past post Endgame, how it's quantity over quality, and how they need to cut back on the TV shows and all that jazz, right? And how the budgets are just out of control. But there's one quote in this article that really stood out to me, and I'm going to read it to you right now. He says, "I think everybody's in that state of mind, at least at Disney," Feige said, "of the belt tightening." He's talking about budgeting. "I think it has to get better. Is AI going to do that? I don't know." So that is a really interesting comment because Hollywood just went through a writer's strike and an actor's strike last year, and a huge build-up to that bill getting passed, and what the actors and writers want is protections against AI. They don't want their likeness taken or scripts being written by AI, things like that. And the actors and writers got mostly what they wanted, but there is some thin red tape with the AI. It's not exactly clear cut as to what is legal and what isn't legal. This comment right here is basically saying AI will be involved in the future of movie making. We just don't know to what extent. And I think it's going to happen one way or another, but the key is, will the audience notice it? If there are AI components in these big budget movies and audiences don't realize it, that's going to have studios just wanting this even more. If AI can save millions of dollars, they're going to use it. And unfortunately, people's jobs may be cut, may be lost. That is an issue I do take with. But I always go back to the quote from John Lasseter. He was the ex-president of Pixar Studios. He always said, "Art inspires the technology and technology inspires the art." What I take from that is AI needs to be used as a tool and not just as a replacement. If we can just dabble with AI in these movies to make it look better, make it cheaper, so we can get more of them at better quality, and I'm all for it. And here's the thing, it's not like Marvel has been using AI in the past. It just hasn't been deemed AI. They have a thing called previs, which basically is they map out and plan and block all their action scenes months ahead of time before shooting through digital computering. So in a way, that is technically some kind of AI. And not to mention, one of Marvel's TV shows in the past year, I believe called Secret Invasion, their whole intro to the show was developed in AI, and that got a lot of heat. So they've been doing this for a while. It's just now people are coming to realize, oh, this is actually a thing, and this is something that maybe we need to look out for. But it all comes down to money. The movie industry is really hurting. I know there have been a few, bright spots in the past few years, like Barbie, Oppenheimer, Deadpool and Wolverine. But this year, in 2025, there has only been one movie that crossed $1 billion, and that's Lilo and Stitch. In the past few years, there's been multiple movies that reach $1 billion. So the problem is people aren't going to the movies as much, and at the same time, movies are costing more now than ever. I think the Avatar movies cost like $500 million each. Doomsday is going to cost at least $400 or $500 million. You cannot return a profit with those kind of budgets. And if AI is a way to at least cut a few $1 million out of there, studios are going to do this. So it's the new way moving forward, and we're just going to have to get used to it. And then also, last year, there was a movie called The Brutalist, which was nominated for Best Picture. And there's this whole article about how, we used AI to help our actor Adrian Brody get the accent that he wanted. And the funny thing is, if that article never came out and the director never mentioned that, no one would have noticed. So I think what I'm getting at is that Kevin Feige is not dumb. He realizes that AI is already being developed in these films in small pieces here and there, sprinkled in. But if no one notices, that's just a green light for studios to just go ham with this stuff. It might be an unpopular take, but AI will be used in movies, and as long as it's used as a tool, I think I'm all for it.